So let's move on to Gabriela Martinez Mota from the University of Wisconsin-Madison. She's going to be talking about community engagement with transformational change. And you can go ahead, Gabriela.
Hello, everyone. Well, yes, I'm Gabriela Martinez Mota. I'm a PhD student at UW-Madison at the Nelson Institute. And today I will be sharing with you part of my work of my PhD. And I have been working in the project Grassland 2.0, that it's a USDA-funded project. It's a 5-year project, and we are in the year number 3. And part of the aim of Grassland 2.0 is developing an agroecological transformation plan, because as we know, the land use in the past year have changed with an increasing in confinement operation, a reduction in the number of farms, and more farm consolidation. And this has a negative impact on the land, but also on the farming community. We know that perennial systems could be part of the solution to achieve, to change again the land use and to promote water infiltration, reducing flooding, increase soil retention and carbon in the soil, and also can have a positive impact on the biodiversity. One of the problems that we realize is that rotational managed grazing in the US has some barriers to implement, and these barriers are driving farmers to make decisions regarding on the way they farm. What Grassland 2.0 have been doing, it's developing a process that is called collaborative landscape design, that it's a place-based social learning, where as part of this process, we have what we call the learning hubs, are specific areas across Wisconsin. We have 3 learning hubs in Wisconsin and 1 in Minnesota, and we are developing other learning hubs. The learning hubs are a co-learning space where we have local partners, usually nonprofit organizations, and we spend 2 years developing relationship with these local organizations, because we understand that these local organizations are the ones that are connected with key stakeholders that we want to engage. We build a team around this process. We have a steering team, and we have meetings monthly to talk about what are the needs of each learning hub, because we understand that each actor of the system has a different perspective of the system. We wanted to know what each actor want for the future of the agricultural system in their area. So we develop a list of people that we wanted to interview in each of these learning hubs, and we conducted, and this was part of my PhD, 75 interviews between the 3 learning hubs. And we didn't interview only farmers. We interview, well, dairy farmers, beef farmers, grazers, crop farmers, bankers, staff agency from the county and also from the state. We interview also processors, farm credit, restaurant owners, to have a broad overview of the agricultural system and to have all the different perspectives of each actors. I personally found this interesting because people open their farm, their offices, their houses, and share not only what they want for the system, but also they share about part of their family history and how they are related with agriculture. From these interviews, we asked how they see the system now, what they expect for the system to be in 20 years and what they want for the system to be in 20 years. That is not always the same. And also we ask, okay, what pathways do you think will be helpful to achieve that future that you want? With a graphic designer, we work in the panels that you are seeing in the slide that we call the story of now, that is how they think the system is now, the story of the future, and it's the shared future with all the things that the interviewee said, and the pathways to go from the story of now to the future. Once we have this, we organize a community gathering in each of the learning hubs where we invited the people that we interview, but also we invited stakeholders of the community. And in these community gatherings, we asked them, okay, what do you think about these panels? We had between 30 and 40 people participating in each community gathering, and it was interactive and was a collective action and a collective work. So they say, well, we think we should focus on this theme. I think we should focus on this. And then they share. This was a safe space where they could share their opinions. And we organized the meeting in a way that people feel safe and they feel free to share what they think and could share. We have small tables work and then a group sharing. Once we have these community gatherings done, we went back to our office and analyzed what we hear from the people that participate and develop some scenarios. You can go to the next slide. Grassland 2.0 has a team that has been working, developing decision support tools that help developing these possible scenarios. We have the pictures in the bottom left. One is the heifer compass grazing, and it's a spreadsheet where people can put the data from their farm. And they can, well, I want to increase the amount of cows I have in the land, and they can see the economic output. The pictures in the right are from another decision support tools that we have, that it's Grassland, that it's in a farm level, and SmartEscape, that it's more in a watershed level. And with all these are open access, and you can have it in Grassland 2.0 webpage. So you can create a user and you can start playing. You can change, okay, now I have all my land with corn. What happens if I change part of my land to grass? So you can see the outputs. And the good thing about this is that you don't need to invest money. You can try changing the land use in your farm and in the watershed. For policymakers, they can try different things so they can implement different policies without need to invest now. You can see what will happen if you make any change. What we are doing is, as you can see in the picture on the bottom, this was one of the last community gathering that we have with one of our researchers that have been working with the decision support tools. We invite also the people that we interview, as well as agency staff, local partners, and they could see how this decision support tool work. So they were saying, oh, can you try doing this? Can you try doing that? And it was incredible how they engage with these tools and how they start asking questions. And something that we got from this meeting was like, well, a farmer said, I want to be trained on how to use this decision support tool. So then when I go to a watershed meeting, I can show other farmers about this. Also, the local partner organizations say, well, what about if we organize training. So then when we go to different meetings, we can show them about this. And this is something that it's important because we are co-creating this knowledge, and from what their feedback, we are working with them and we are giving the resources that our project and the university has to develop a future in that area. Something that is important for us is that each learning hub own this process and feel that this is not something that comes from the university and what the foundings are done. We want to build this process to create this community, create the networks, so this change can keep moving forward. Thank you so much.
Wow, this is another really interesting tool. We've had quite a diversity here. So what is your future with this tool? You know, are you going to be able to give it to people?
Yes, as I mentioned, this tool is open access. You can, and we are doing trainings in the different learning hubs. The idea is to expand this, so people will be able to access to this, and this use, it's a really fast tool. So once you start putting the changes in 10 minutes, you can have the output. And the idea is to do these trainings and keep engaging. The project still has a year and a half. And the idea is to keep having foundings and to keep moving on this process.
Well, that sounds great. I think Clara and then Megna had a question.
Sorry, I was clapping again.
Oh, okay.
I saw Megna's use of the clap tool and I was like, oh, that's great. It was a really great talk, though. This is really impressive and amazing work. I especially appreciate the way that you are looking to keep these programs in consistent use even after the end of the funding.
Yes, and it's great because while you two were talking, I was, well, this is, I mean, it's incredible how this mix. And that's great that we can have this opportunity to interact. So thank you so much.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. The diversity of talks and how they go together is really good.